In a vibrant forest filled with towering trees and colorful flowers, there lived a clever fox named Felix. Felix was known throughout the forest for his quick wit and adventurous spirit. One sunny morning, as he was wandering near the riverbank, he overheard a conversation between two birds perched on a branch. "Did you hear about the Great Berry Festival?" chirped Bella, a bright bluebird. "It's happening tomorrow, at the old oak tree." "Oh yes," replied Charlie, a cheerful robin. "But I heard the juiciest berries are guarded by the grumpy old bear, Bruno. No one has been brave enough to get them." Felix's ears perked up at the mention of the festival. He loved berries, and the thought of sweet, juicy ones made his mouth water. He called upon his friends, Tilly the Tortoise, who was wise and patient, and Benny the Bunny, who was quick and nimble. The next morning, Felix shared his plan with Tilly and Benny. "We'll distract Bruno while I sneak in and grab the berries," he explained. Tilly nodded thoughtfully. "We must be careful. Bruno is very strong and doesn't like being disturbed." Benny thumped his foot excitedly. "Let's do it. I can hop around to keep him busy." With their plan set, they made their way to the old oak tree where the festival would take place. As they approached Bruno's den, they could see him lounging in the sun, snoring softly. "Now's our chance," Felix whispered. Benny bounded forward, making loud thumping noises as he hopped around in front of Bruno. "Hey there, Big Bear. Want to play tag?" he shouted playfully. Bruno stirred awake, blinking in surprise. "What? Who's making all that noise?" he grumbled. While Bruno was distracted by Benny's antics, Felix and Tilly quietly crept toward the bushes where the juicy berries grew. The berries were plump and glistening in the sunlight, just waiting to be picked. Felix quickly filled his paws with berries while Tilly kept an eye on Bruno. But just as they were about to make their escape, Bruno turned his head and spotted them. "Hey! What are you doing with my berries?" Bruno roared, rising to his feet. Felix's heart raced as he looked at Tilly and then back at Benny. "Run!" he shouted. The three friends dashed away from the bushes as fast as they could. Benny zigzagged through the grass while Tilly moved slowly but steadily toward safety. Felix led them toward a nearby thicket where they could hide. Once they were safely tucked away among the bushes, they caught their breath and giggled nervously. "That was close," Benny exclaimed, his little heart still racing. Felix grinned widely. "But look what we got." He opened his paws to reveal a treasure trove of bright red berries. Tilly smiled wisely. "You see? Sometimes it takes teamwork to achieve our goals." Just then, they heard a soft voice nearby. It was Bruno. He had followed them, but didn't look angry anymore. Instead, he looked curious. "Why didn't you just ask for some berries?" Bruno said gently. "I would have shared them with you." Felix felt a bit embarrassed, but quickly spoke up. "We didn't want to bother you. We thought you'd be too grumpy." Bruno chuckled softly. "I may be big and grumpy on the outside, but I love sharing my berries with friends." Realizing that they had misunderstood him, Felix felt relieved. "How about we all go to the Great Berry Festival together?" he suggested. Bruno's eyes lit up with joy. "I'd love that." And so, Felix, Tilly, Benny, and Bruno made their way back to the old oak tree together, laughing and chatting along the way. When they arrived at the festival, everyone welcomed them with open arms. From that day on, Felix learned that sometimes it's better to ask for help rather than assume someone will say no. And as for Bruno? He became known as not just a guardian of berries, but also a friend to all in the forest, especially those who loved sharing sweet treats under the warm sun.